Welcome back to Movie Summary. Today we are diving into a film called My Teacher, My Obsession. The movie begins with the hallway of a school. It's late at night and a janitor is cleaning the floors. He finishes his job when he hears some noise. He grabs a flashlight, goes back to the hallway and asks, "Who is there?" But no answer, so he decides to go check. He advances carefully with his light on but then hears the loud scream of a girl. He opens the door of the class it comes from. Inside, he finds a young girl named Kyla, petrified, and asks for help. He steps out and another girl named Riley jumps on it, telling him to leave with blood on her hands. Title then appears. After it, we are shown a man arriving at a school. His name is Chris. He asks Riley, who is with him, if she is excited. She isn't too much. Riley is his daughter, by the way. Chris reminds her he wants a fresh start. Chris then gets out of the car, but Riley wants to wait 5 minutes because Chris is a teacher and she is a student at this school. Inside, Kyla is taking pictures of students and different festivities. Trisha bumps into her and demands Kyla takes a picture of her. She doesn't want to and Trisha humiliates her. Kyla takes it to get rid of her and focuses back on Chris. Trisha notices Chris and gets excited. She gives 2 days before this new English teacher is hers. The class then begins and Chris is having his lesson. He catches Trisha texting and reprimands her. He then asks every student to take their phones out and looks into their favorite songs. When he looks at Kyla's phone, he impressed by her music choice, which makes Trisha jealous. Chris then tells the class he did this experiment so they know they can trust him and talk about anything to him. When Trisha hears that and says, "Anything," Kyla looks back at her angry while admiring Chris. Trisha asks about after school, which he is open. The bell then rings and students leave. Chris tries to say bye to Riley but she ignores him. Trisha goes to talk to Chris right while Kyla goes to another room to be alone, but she finds Riley there. Kyla introduces herself and both students get to know each other. They bond over the fact that they are both into arts. Riley lets her know she and her dad just moved here for a fresh start. Kyla offers to take a picture for the yearbook and asks for her last name. When she says it, Kyla is shocked and she makes her promise not to tell anyone she is Chris' daughter. Minutes later, Kyla leaves school. When she notices Chris and Riley leaving, she takes more pictures of Chris. Both then get in the car and drive away. At home, Chris asks about Riley's first day. Riley says she made a new friend, Kyla. Chris remembers her. He toasts on a great first day. Meanwhile, Kyla goes back to her home. She searches for her mom, who was busy doing some exercises. It surprises Kyla as she doesn't usually do it. She even notices a new dress. Kyla put 2 and 2 together and realizes her mom is going on a date. She isn't happy that she is hiding it from her. She wants to be trusted. The mom then reveals it's a guy she met at the grocery store. Kyla wants to know more, but she will share when things become real. Later that night, Kyla is in her room and imagines Chris in her room. She visualizes him making love to her. The next day after school, Kyla asks Riley to come over to study. Riley wonders about her dating life, and Kyla tells her she doesn't like boys, she wants a mature man. Kyla goes right asking about Riley's dad. She wants to know if he is married, but he isn't. They broke up because Riley's mom was cheating for a long time. Riley seems so affected by it, especially that she was always so close with her. Kyla tells her to be grateful because her dad left when she was 6. Both girls are happy they found each other. Before they start studying, Riley goes to the bathroom while Kyla starts wandering around. She steps into Chris's bedroom. She touches his bed and even lays her head on it. She is ready, obsessed. The next day, everyone is back in school for Chris's class. Trisha raises her hands saying her pencil broke, she wants to borrow his. She puts the pencil around her chest and is flirty with him. Kyla watches her with anger. After class, Trisha comes to introduce herself to Riley. She tells her she knows her dad is Chris. She sees them together riding home every day, it's pretty obvious. Trisha adds that she should not hand around Kyla. Kyla comes out and hears that. She gets jealous as Trisha wants to go shopping with Riley. Both women are trying to use the daughter to get to Chris. As soon as Trisha leaves, Kyla comes to her angry that she was talking to her. She warns her that she is obsessed with Riley's dad. She adds that she did last year with a history teacher. That teacher got fired. Later that day, Kyla calls Riley to catch up. She learns it's Riley's birthday and wants to organize a party at her place. Riley then reveals to her that it seems that Chris is seeing someone that he met at the grocery store. Kyla is shocked because her mom's date was met at the grocery. Her mom's date then arrives and it's Chris who is holding flowers. Kyla is shocked and the atmosphere is very awkward. The mom shows Chris the house around while Kyla is being super jealous. She drops some water on Chris on purpose but pretends it to be an accident. Chris doesn't have a backup shirt, so Kyla suggests they do their date here. That's what she wanted so she can keep an eye on them. Later that night, the three of them are having a conversation while Kyla is texting Riley about it. She is then devouring Chris with her eyes. The mom and Chris are getting close, which makes Kyla uncomfortable. She goes to her room. She has so many mixed emotions. Later, the mom and Chris are making out on the couch when they hear a loud scream from Kyla. She runs and tells them someone is outside her window. Chris goes to check but doesn't find anybody. She is so scared and wants to hang out with them here downstairs. Kyla thanks Chris for being so brave and puts her hand on his hand. The next day, Kyla opens the bathroom door and Chris is without clothes. She apologizes, but actually she did it on purpose. The mom then cooks some breakfast for three of them. Chris offers to take Kyla to school. Both get to know each other better. They pick up Riley on the way. At school, Kyla is in her photo lab and Riley comes wondering why she missed their meeting. Kyla is actually mad at Riley, because Riley did go hang out with Trisha. She tells her that she is using her to get to Chris. Riley reveals that Trisha said that it was Kayla who was messing around with that history teacher last year. Kayla gets angry and tells her to leave and she leaves. Right after, Kayla goes to confront Trisha and tells her to stay away from Riley. She adds that she will end her. Later that night, she is in her room when she decides to take seductive pictures of herself. The next day at school, Riley tries to talk to Kayla but she ignores her. She opens her locker and many of her seductive pictures come out. She goes straight to Chris and shows her that someone did this to her. But we know she did it herself as she took those pictures yesterday. Chris comforts her and Riley come to see them together, then leaves. He feels bad for her and before she leaves, he offers to take her home without Riley, who is going somewhere else. This is the moment Kyla has been waiting for. Things are about to be crazy as we saw in the beginning of the film. You have no idea what Kyla is capable of. Check out part 2 attached here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out other movie summaries we have on our channel.